Homer and Marge Simpson have definitely had their ups and downs in marriage, but the loving couple have often found ways to get intimate, both in and out of the bedroom. See how much yellow skin the network is able to reveal on The Simpsons as Homer and Marge embark through 30 seasons of lovemaking in an effort to keep their marriage strong and stay connected. Want a whole episode dedicated to Homer and Marge rekindling their romance? Well, then check out the season 9 finale, Natural Born Kissers. After some crazy circumstances leave the couple stuck in a barn, Homer and Marge get frisky in the hay while a cow watches. But this is just the beginning. The couple soon discovers how enticing it is to sneak around in public and venture out for some one-on-one adventures all over Springfield. Besides landing a hot air balloon in the middle of the stadium, one of the more memorable moments was when Marge and Homer sneak inside a windmill obstacle at the local mini-golf course. Of course, the next group up at the challenging hole? The clean-cut Flanders clan. As balls start getting lost, random hands start reaching inside, poking, prodding, and grabbing at their nude bodies. Somehow, they're able to get out of the situation and sneak away from all the chaos. And speaking of nude, the episode featured Homer and Marge without their clothes a lot more often than when they actually had them on. Nothing like a couple finding all the new ways to rekindle their romance. But the other residents of Springfield probably didn't want to see it happening. When Mr. Burns' nuclear plant is forced to hire at least one female worker, he selects Mindy Simmons, and she quickly takes a liking to Homer. With Homer's marriage on the line, Mindy makes plenty of moves, and Homer nearly cheats on Marge. But like usual, Homer picks his soulmate and love of his life, Marge, in the end. Marge and Homer celebrate their love for each other by staying in a hotel room together, rekindling their romance and ensuring Mindy is out of the picture. And yes, it's the same hotel room Mindy tried to seduce Homer inside of. Unlike other love scenes where we get some pretty clear visuals of the couple and their bodies, this one goes all black on us. We know, show us some animated action already! Before Marge and Homer get too serious, we're treated to a song about a turkey, and a creepy bellhop appears. But then the couple finally gets the alone time they deserve. And we can all agree, the red nightgown Marge wears in the scene clearly provided a lot of inspiration for the character to make an appearance in Playboy magazine. The Simpsons is full of many classic episodes, but nothing may be more iconic than the Season 3 episode Kamp Krusty. Originally envisioned as a feature-length movie, the episode was an instant hit, encompassing all of the classic humor fans grew up to love. When Bart and Lisa go away for the summer at Kamp Krusty, Homer and Marge realize how much free time they have at the house. The first place these two lovebirds take advantage of? The shower. And while a little animated soap and steam does the natural censorship for us, we get a pretty good idea of exactly what's going on behind the glass doors. And the shower isn't the only time these two get close. Homer reveals how much weight he's lost over the past few months, and Marge likes the transformation her hubby has made. If Kamp Krusty didn't turn out to be a tortuous child labor camp, we imagine Homer and Marge would look forward to sending the kiddos away every single summer. We just have one question. If Bart and Lisa are at summer camp, then where exactly is Maggie during all of Homer and Marge's alone time? That baby must nap a whole lot. If you had less than 24 hours to live, what exactly would you put on your bucket list? If you're like a majority of us, then it probably included something about getting intimate. And Homer Simpson is on exactly the same page. In the Dr. Seuss-inspired episode title, One Fish, Two Fish, Blowfish, Bluefish, Homer's list is anything but what the Cat in the Hat would have done on his bucket list. The father of three accidentally ingested some poison while enjoying a family dinner, and finds himself creating a bucket list when he has mere hours to live. But he finds himself in the unluckiest situation possible, including a flat tire and a little too much time patching things up with his father. But nothing will stop Homer from completing the last task on his list, getting intimate with Marge. And while skipping entries like tucking the kids in goodnight, Homer does just that with Marge. And in his mind, he has one last time with his beloved wife. The scene is not as exciting as some of the others, especially considering Homer's about to perish, but we definitely have a touching moment between a loving husband and a wife. With a big screen, a PG-13 rating, and all of America waiting to see the cinematic boundaries pushed, the citizens of Springfield really delivered with the Simpsons movie.
Spider Pig, does whatever a Spider Pig does.
Early on in the 2007 film, Bart skateboards through the town nude on a dare, but the skin-bearing scenes would be far from over.
Penis!
Bountiful!
After the Simpsons family is exiled from the town of Springfield, they make their way to Alaska. A new location and the cozy comfort of a cabin are all Homer and Marge need to set the mood for their night together. It turns out they get a little help doing it thanks to some really curious forest animals. In a great send-up of Disney classics like Cinderella, Homer and Marge get stripped down by these frolicking forest animals. Of course, things don't go as smoothly as they should, especially with the ill-fated attempts to pull the shirt off Homer's back. Once Marge and Homer finally make it to bed, things get a little awkward as all the animals just sit there and watch. Homer has had to do a lot to help his boss, Mr. Burns, all typically in desperate attempts to keep his crummy job at the nuclear power plant. While dressing up in a panda suit and being forced to mate with another panda probably tops the list, Homer being forced to accompany Mr. Burns on dates in A Hunka Hunka Burns in Love is right up there as well. At least Homer did get one benefit from his misadventures with the old boss. As Mr. Burns hits it off with his date, he instructs Homer to inject him with a special, powerful aphrodisiac so he can spend the night with Gloria. As Mr. Burns runs off, Homer notices there's a little bit left of the magic love potion and injects a little into himself. Moments later, Homer carries Marge up the stairs and the two make love incredibly fast. The clip is extremely short, but that's probably the point. This stuff works wonders in the bedroom. Hey, whatever works. We're not here to judge. Sometimes the best Simpsons plots were the more simple ones. Case in point, the Season 6 episode Bart of Darkness, where we follow the events surrounding the Simpsons family getting a swimming pool in their backyard. Bart is forced to stay out of the water when he breaks his leg. Lisa finds all types of new people to hang out with when they come to the pool, and Homer discovers how much chlorine is really too much. When all the neighborhood kids are gone at night, Marge and Homer have the pool to themselves, and decide to get a little creative in the water by skinny dipping. They are doing a lot more than just swimming in the water. Unfortunately for them, before things get too hot and heavy in the pool, a spotlight shines on their actions.
Continue swimming naked.
If you thought The Simpsons waited a few seasons to push the limits of network television and feature some risky animated scenes, well, you'd be completely wrong. Way back in the Season 1, the show decided to showcase some of the more intimate moments between Homer and Marge, including the episode Some Enchanted Evening. The episode itself was actually produced as the very first one of the show, but got pushed back due to some animation issues and ended up serving as the season finale instead. In the episode, Marge and Homer seek a night out away from the kids. At home, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie try to evade the babysitter bandit, all while Marge and Homer get cozy in a motel room. Marge does her best to woo Homer in a silk nightie, and the couple makes their way to a waterbed where the overdramatic movements set the scene. When we cut back to the couple a few minutes later, the events of what just transpired are pretty clear. Marge's hair is disheveled, the waterbed is still rockin', and Homer has no clothes on under the sheets. Not a bad night considering your children were nearly getting murdered back at home. With 3 kids, a busy life, and plenty of misadventures in Springfield, it's any wonder how Marge and Homer get some time between those sheets. We see their struggle hit home hard during the opening sequences of the episode Grandpa vs. Sexual Inadequacy. Marge literally spends months trying to seduce Homer in bed, only to see him watch TV, fall asleep, or just ignore her completely. Then we get some pretty risque animated shots of Homer and Marge finally getting to business when Bart bursts in the door.
Mom, Dad,
Don't turn on the light! Don't turn on the light!
Couldn't the animators at least draw them a lock? Anyway, pause it on some of those screenshots. And you can see just how revealing the couple got. We're pretty sure Fox didn't expect these HD DVRs and the ability to screenshot moments way back in 1994. When Bart claims to have seen UFOs, Marge becomes so desperate to get intimate with Homer that she allows Bart to spend the night on the roof watching UFOs. With Marge's lack of nagging Bart, you know how bad she wants to be alone with Homer. And even though the episode starts off with Marge's bedroom desires, the rest of the story involves a father and son story with Homer and Grandpa Simpson. Talk about a lack of payoff. We're feeling for you, Marge. You want strange? You want unusual? You think Homer and Marge already pushed the limits in the bedroom? Well, you haven't seen anything until you've seen the Treehouse of Horror 12. This version of the annual Halloween special featured a short entitled The Island of Dr. Hibbert. Based upon the classic story The Island of Dr. Moreau, the basic plot involves the transformation of humans into animals. For the Simpsons' take on the tale, Marge is one of the first victims of Dr. Hibbert, and turns into a blue cat-like creature. As Marge purrs and snuggles close to her husband, and the couple begin getting frisky. Pillows get shredded, Homer's back gets scratched, and he seems to love every minute of of it. Only until Marge runs away does Homer realize she was transformed into a cat-like creature all along. It's just too bad these episodes are not included in the true canon of the show. Wow, bet you want to jump to the bath faster than Homer's pet lobster. That got a little too dirty there for a minute. Anything we missed? What's your favorite Homer or Marge scene? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to ScreenRant for more great content.